How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. Now on today's show we're going to be taking a look back at yesterday's matches. 4 games, plenty of goals and plenty of talking points. We're also going to be talking about Bukayo Saka because he has ended speculation about his future after signing a long-term contract at Arsenal.
I represent my fucking self.
How we doing, guys? Welcome to DT's Daily. That's right.
So the first place we're going to start are those matches yesterday in the Premier League. And like I said, plenty of goals and plenty of drama in 4 matches. First one we're going to start with was Everton against Leicester. And what did I say in some of my recent videos about Leicester? Their slump continues. They looked like they had 3rd place in the Premier League sewn up, like it was just a battle for the 4th spot. But they have come out of isolation and it has been horrendous for Leicester. And another defeat, losing 2-1. Richarlison and Sigurdsson scored the 2 goals for Everton in the opening 15 minutes. Iheanacho pulled one back for Leicester. And there were moments in that final 15-20 minutes where Leicester could have got themselves an equaliser, but it was too little too late. And they're really starting to struggle. And it's looking like they're losing their grip on that Champions League place. It's not just Chelsea that's hunting them down. You've got the likes of Wolves and you've got the likes of Manchester United. So they are in real danger of falling, out of those European places. And could they also be in danger of falling out of the top 5, let alone 4? Because of course, 5th place could still, mean a Champions League spot dependent on what happens to Manchester City and whether their ban's upheld. But right now, Leicester, they're not having a great time and they've got some tough fixtures coming up as well. They do have to play Arsenal in a couple of weeks' time at the Emirates. And they've also got to play Manchester United as well. So it's not great, to be honest with you. And I don't know what Brendan Rodgers is going to do about things, but he's going to have to do something really quickly because it's not looking good at the moment for Leicester. Next game will be Bournemouth against Newcastle United, and a very, very comfortable win for Newcastle United. 4-1 winners. And I think you can see why Bournemouth are where they are. And it looks very much like they will be saying goodbye to the Premier League. Dwight Gale in the 5th minute, done something that he couldn't do against Manchester City, which was score a goal. Longstaff, Almiron and Lazaro put Newcastle United 4-0 up. Dan Gosling with a consolation goal in the 94th minute. And Newcastle, they're well out of danger. They're going along quite nicely. And Steve Bruce, he's starting to stake himself a little bit of a claim here. Because, of course, with Newcastle possibly being taken over, although that seems to have lasted forever in terms of that takeover, and as to when it may happen, we don't know. But if they do come in, then Steve Bruce is laying down a marker and saying that he deserves an opportunity. He's doing all right at the moment. Since they came out of lockdown, Newcastle have done all right, to be fair. And Bournemouth, like I said, they're in all kinds of problems. When you look at the stats of the game, right? And this sums everything up here. Bournemouth had 54% possession. But yet Newcastle, with only 45, scored 4 goals. They both had 12 shots on goal. But here's the difference. Newcastle had 7 on target. Obviously, they scored with 4 of them. Bournemouth had 1. And that was their goal. Not enough shots. And it's really strange with Bournemouth because they've been such a good side in the Premier League. And one of their strengths has been scoring goals and good attacking football. But it's just not worked out. And it doesn't look like they're going to be in the Premier League for much longer, that's for sure. Next game we're going to go to, what a game this was. West Ham against Chelsea. And Chelsea, they had a huge chance of going above Leicester into 3rd place. But West Ham, what a performance from them. 3-2 winners. And there was some controversy in this game whilst the score was 0-0. Souček I believe that's how it's pronounced, had a goal ruled out by VAR, and you're looking at it and you're sitting there and thinking to yourself, really? They took nearly 4 minutes to make the decision. And what I'll say about that is that if you're taking that long to make the decision, then it's clearly not a clear and obvious incident, which is what VAR is meant to be. It's meant to be there to, show a clear and obvious offside error, etc., etc. It was not clear and obvious. And you're looking at that and you're thinking, how harsh is that? To rule it out. And then to make matters worse, Chelsea go and get a penalty literally a couple of minutes later, and Willian never missed a penalty for Chelsea. Puts it in, and you're thinking, all right, that's it. Chelsea are going to go on and win this game comfortably. And then Souček, he actually gets his goal. Mikel Antonio puts West Ham 2-1 up, and then Willian again equalises with 20 minutes to go, and you're thinking they're going to settle for the draw, or are they going to go on and win the game? But no, West Ham in injury time, Yarmolenko goes and wins it. What an unbelievable game that was. When we're looking at the stats for this game, absolutely insane. Chelsea had 70% possession, 17 shots on goal, 6 on target. And West Ham, 11 shots, only 4 on target, but 3 of those went in. So it just shows that you don't necessarily have to have all the possession to win football matches. And Chelsea, they're going to look at that as, a big opportunity missed. When you're looking at the Premier League table, Leicester are sitting on 55 points, Chelsea on 54, Manchester United on 52, and Wolves on 52. Arsenal in 7th place now on 46. I look at that Arsenal result against Brighton and I think, my word, if we'd have only won that game, we'd have been sitting there on 49 and we would have been right in amongst the mix. But you never know, 5th place may well become available. Manchester United and Chelsea may take 3rd and 4th, and if 5th is a Champions League place, then you never know, there's an outside chance for a team there, maybe like Arsenal, but it's going to be difficult. And when you look at Arsenal's running as well, which we'll get onto in a moment, you'll see why it's going to be even more difficult. But moving on to Arsenal, a very, very comfortable afternoon. 4-0 winners at the Emirates against Norwich, who look all but gone from the Premier League. Aubameyang scores a couple of goals, and his first one was actually his 50th Premier League goal for Arsenal, the 6th fastest in Premier League history, and the fastest in Arsenal history. Now, when you think about some of the strikers that Arsenal have had, Ian Wright, Thierry Henry, and he's beaten their records. That's unbelievable. Granit Xhaka, he gets himself on the score sheet. And then Cedric comes on the pitch within 3 minutes. Bang. Puts the ball in the net. Unbelievable. We wait that long and think, will he ever play a game for Arsenal? He's on the pitch for 3 minutes and he goes and scores already. So, a very, very comfortable afternoon for Arsenal. When you're looking at the stats of the game, Arsenal just shaded the possession, 51%, 13 shots on goal, 8 on target. And you're looking at Norwich, only 2 on target. And that's a big improvement from Arsenal, because under Unai Emery, we were conceding 20 plus shots on goal in games. So it's a comfortable afternoon for Arsenal. But like I was saying a little bit earlier on, it starts to get very, very difficult now. Because Arsenal's next 4 games, Saturday, they have Wolves away. That's going to be a tough one. Adama Traore, oh my God. And the maddest thing is as well, and I still can't work this one out as to why yet, but Wolves have had a full week off. Now, of course, over the course of the weekend, it was the FA Cup games, but Wolves played a Premier League game and then they've had a week's break. I don't understand how that works out, how they were allowed to have a week's break. And we've literally played yesterday, which is Wednesday, and then we've got to go to Molineux on Saturday. Strange one, but it is what it is. And we'll see what happens in that game. And then, of course, after Wolves, we go back to the Emirates against Leicester. Then we go to the North London derby at Tottenham. And then after that, we play Liverpool at the Emirates. And then after that, we play Manchester City in the FA Cup semi-final. Great. What can you do? It is what it is, man. Let's just get on with it. But yeah, sticking with Arsenal, a brilliant piece of news yesterday. It was a good day all round, to be quite honest with you. And that's that Arsenal forward Bukayo Saka has committed himself to the club by signing a new long-term contract. Now, of course, this was a situation that was rumbling on, and there was a lot of talk about how, you know, the likes of Bayern Munich, Dortmund, Liverpool, even Manchester United, etc. were all waiting in the wings to sign him. Well, no, sorry, boys. No chance. He signed a new deal. And of course, he's only 18 years old. He's came through the club's academy, Hale End, since he was 7 years old. And Saka, what he had to say about signing his new long-term contract was that London is my home, Arsenal my team. I'm so happy to finally announce my contract extension. I love playing for this club and I'm looking forward to what the future holds. The hard work continues so I can continue living my dream. So, yeah, it's pretty straightforward. And Mikel Arteta, speaking about the situation as well on the club's website, goes on to say that Bukayo is a talented and intelligent young player. He has impressed me with his work ethic and attitude to learn and adapt, and it has paid off in his performances. I am excited to continue working with him to develop him further and for him to help us achieve our goals. So yeah, that's brilliant news. Absolutely brilliant news when you think about it. And, you know, it looks like Arsenal are starting to, you know, get a few things sorted out. Also being mentioned yesterday was that Arsenal's priorities in the transfer window are Dayot Upamecano and Thomas Partey. So that's very good news, because if we can get those, then yeah, that would be very interesting. Also, a name that was being mentioned yesterday and linked for Arsenal, and apparently Mikel Arteta really likes him, is Memphis Depay. You'll remember I'd done on one of these shows a few weeks back about Memphis Depay, and everyone laughed at me. Now all of a sudden, it could be a possibility. He's only got a year left on his contract at Lyon, and he would only cost around about 15 to 18 million pounds. So that's actually not bad when you think about it. There's a little concern over his injury that he had. But I don't know. That's what's being mentioned at the moment. And also, in the press conference after the Norwich game, Mikel Arteta actually insisted that Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is willing to stay at Arsenal. He goes on to say that he is willing to stay with us. He is really happy where he is. He can see what we are trying to do, and hopefully he can evolve as well. Some parts of his game he might feel he can improve. We are pushing him every day. I leave that to the football club and the senior people that finalise the contracts. So make of that what you will, but that's very, you know, key what Mikel Arteta is saying there. Normally managers, they kind of skate over the situation and they, you know, say that it's not in their hands, and, you know, the people at the top deal with all that side of things, etc., etc. They just kind of divert it all away. But from what he's saying there, you know, Mikel Arteta was the first one last week, if you remember, with Saka, that actually came out and said that, you know, a deal's going to get done. So maybe he knows something, and he's just kind of giving little hints. If Aubameyang signs a new contract, the boost and the buzz that will give everybody will be unbelievable. We can put that situation to bed, and we can really start focusing, you know, on rebuilding and for the future. We would have tied down Saka, Aubameyang. If we go and bring in a Thomas Partey, a Dayot Upamecano, we've got Saliba, we've got Leno. You know, you look at Martinelli, even Nicola Pepe. You can start to see what we're doing, you know. And yeah, it's going to take time. Took Liverpool time. Took them 5 years. You got to think of the absolute crap that Jurgen Klopp had when he took over at Liverpool. Same thing. And that also reminds me as well, Mkhitaryan looks like he's gone as well now. And Arsenal have come to some kind of mutual agreement that he gets off the wage bill. Mkhitaryan was on 200 grand a week. Arsenal are going to be saving £10.4 million a year by getting Mkhitaryan gone. We're now starting to repair the mess that we were all left in. It's going to take time. We know that. We're going to lose some money along the way. We might have to, cut our losses. Like the Mkhitaryan deal, we're not going to get a transfer fee or something like that. But this is one of those situations you've got to look at and say, we've got to repair the damage that we've done. And, it's all about moving forward. So I've got no problem with that deal. And it gets Mkhitaryan off the wage bill. 10.4 million a year. My word, that is staggering. The only thing Mkhitaryan's done is announce Aubameyang. That's it. Absolutely mind-blowing. So that money can now go on other things, other players, that can actually contribute to the club. And that's the most important thing. Remember that. So there we go. That is it for today's DT's Daily. As usual, let me know in the comment section what you think about today's topics. Especially that Aubameyang situation and what Mikel Arteta was saying. Do you think Aubameyang will sign that new contract? There's going to be so many videos coming out. Football is just absolutely crazy at the moment. Games are coming thick and fast. Tomorrow there will be the DT's Daily as usual. And then there will be a preview to the Wolves game. Actually, later today, there's actually going to be the player ratings for the game against Norwich. Forgot about that as well. It's just mad. Normally you get a little bit of a break between games and everything, but with them cramming everything in, it's just mad. But listen, we wouldn't have it any other way. So yeah, just keep yourself watching. Thank you to everybody since football's been returning that's been subscribing and watching and everything. The views have been brilliant. And the feedback's really good. So get yourself involved, like I said, and get yourself in that comment section. And of course, if you are new around here, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. Make sure you smash a like on this video. And I will see you a lot soon. I'm out of here.